Hey guys, on to the next. So, day after, 7 p.m, 26th of November. What we have here in front of us is sheer perfection, may I say, from yesterday's analysis and breakdown. So gold, as you can see on the 4 hourly, we can zoom right in there, came all the way right into that band. What I can also state and see here is see here from the block, boom, bang, and back to the upside. We can either take this one, or we could even take the smaller one there before the uprise as a sheer confluence as to what's previously just happened. As you can see, spiked into it, spiked through into the solidified area of the 4 hour body right there. I've copy and pasted one line and I've just fit it on. Then from there at the bullish engulfing, we retested the upper area. I'll zoom right in. Retested the upper area, come back to the downside, spiked all the way back into that area. But as you can see, this little band which I've just placed on there, the 4 hour liquidity band, has been reacted to extremely well from today's price action in particular. Now, what are we looking for now maybe on gold? So what we've seen a bullish engulfing. We had a test to the upside, test back into the band on the red candle, and we've had this huge bullish engulfing, which is more or less taken out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 prior candles on the 4 hourly. And look, by the looks of the volume, it looks like the sheer up move has more or less printed the new direction for gold. Next upside target would simply be this area here, going back to the 4 hourly as a macro bias, if you will, into 1465, 1466. So that's that. And then coming into the smaller time frame, what we can see here is that through yesterday, so we were here when I was recording the last video, and we're in the US session yesterday. I did state that we could react from this area, which was the London low at that point. And we come into the US, switch over, US makes the high, tap, squeeze. And if we look at the Asian session, we come into Asia, we spike into the downside, we spike through 1452, which more or less gives a clear representation of the first initial spike over here on the 4 hourly, and price pulls back to the upside on the intraday chart. So looking at the micro over here, this is the 15-minute at the moment. We make the low of Asia, the high of Asia. We come back down, we test back into the band where the London low was formed right here. And on the switch over, we can see we have the forceful push to the upside, and then we come into 1458. Bearish engulfing brings us back down, and if we look here, okay, recognizing this as a reversal formation at this area and this level, we have 1 spike, 2 spike, where it now makes prominent high in the session, lower high in the session, a lower swing high in the session. So here and here are decent potentials for a short entry, and then we have momentum rips us back to the downside. Okay, looking at this, momentum rips us back to the downside, and then we forcefully spike all the way back through. And this is a huge stop on here, I can tell, because a lot of people would have maybe suggested longs with stops below this wick or below this low here, and look how gold has treated that in the US session. So London, we forcefully came back down. So London has just respected what the previous London did, and then on the US crossover, we've had a huge stab into that region. So that not only takes out previous stop losses from people who have decided to take long positions over here, it's also induced people to go short. And then after that, as you can see on the 15-minute time frame, we've closed back above the area to the absolute T right here, and then momentum in the market has shifted back into upside territory, and momentum has not really failed so far in the day, but we are expected to continue to make new highs on gold. Now, looking at the hourly, check out the hourly. So where we had the stall and the 2 price stalls, 1 and 2 right here, markets come back to the downside, spike 1, spike 2, third spike, huge bullish engulfing on the hourly, and now we're getting momentum switching from bearish to bullish. You can bring that across there as well if we really wanted to. You can see a few reactions and rejections there. I'm going to delete this one This one, which we placed on, okay, has now capped gold, if you will. It's a nice intraday area of resistance. And yeah, just coming back into the smaller time frame, I mean, what is on the cards for gold? Two things. We could really treat this as a bottom, which I believe is going to now occur on gold, and start to push to the upside, push all the way to the upside. But we need to just take every step as it comes at the moment. So there was key pointers which the market displayed to us to go short over here, and then there's also a key pointer on the rejection just as we come into the US session to actually take long positions. Long positions would have been taken easily after the bullish engulfing candle here, and recognizing the price spike that's gone through the 4-hour area. But again, I'm just trying to show you guys how we can actually line up confluences from the macro into the micro, and just be aware of the cycles of the sessions, and react to the market when and where it's absolutely necessary. So that's gold for today. GA, another great success. So if we look at GBP AUD from yesterday, the highs over here on the left hand side, the 4-hourly, you can see that after the spike we had 1, 2, 3 rejections into that area. The bearish engulfing pulls price back down, and then from that bearish engulfing candle we actually broke. Okay, so if I show you on the smaller time frame, from that area, from that piece of analysis that we did yesterday, I put this high on, didn't I? So this high there represented the top end. Okay, we had the blatant stop pump, we had this area which I explained on the previous video, and we respected that area. We didn't go back above it. After that, we actually made this miniature low right here. Now that I wouldn't class that as the US low, because the US low is more or less formed on the open right here. But what we can do is we can just for now maybe duplicate that and bring that onto the wick of the wick here where the low is formed. But we also have better still in this scenario. If you find a secondary low which isn't the official high and low, we can just simply go ahead and use the trend line tool and bring it across to the right. So we had respect here, we broke through, retested again just after the overlap of the London session, and then here at the US low, bringing this area across, we can see that we respected once, respected twice again. So again, that's just me going in there with a more stable eye, if you will, and just looking at the details and the fine print. Here we have this low also, which I've just gone ahead and drawn a simple trend line on. Now what we can see there is the market, as we came into the London session, we respected the US previous lows, and then we've actually respected this low from London the previous day. We've reacted at the lower end. Okay, so here we have the spike through, bearish engulfing, cause for short, beautiful. And over here we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rejections at the support area. We've pushed to the upside. We've had the shooting star and the 2 wicks just here, and we've had a price meltdown. Now what I see on the end of this price meltdown, it hasn't really come into any sheer clean cut areas of support and resistance other than this miniature high. However, if we look at the 4-hourly, look at the 4-hour closure. The 4-hour closure, this 1 to the 3rd spike low. Look at the low there. If I wanted to look a little bit deeper, let's have a look at this. So we can take the arrow from, see these lows here? I'll take the body, the 2 bodies, the red into the green, bring that across, and look what we have. We have a spike into that area, and the market's pulled back up. So this could be a clear-cut area of support for us now to watch the market. Use this as a trap. You can clearly see, okay, you can clearly see on the 15-minute that the market is pushing its head back against this level of resistance, which was prior support. But now let's have a look at the hourly. The hourly, yesterday again, correlating the hourly with a 15-minute time frame, you can see that bearish engulfing pull back down, shooting star, bearish engulfing pulls the price back down, and we can see the hourly rejections on the area here, the 15-minute area. And we have bearish engulfing, tap back up, boom, and then we have bearish engulfing again. Now 2 things can happen. GBP AUD can continue to wipe out lows after lows and maybe come into this band, which was solidified from last week. I explained this anyway on yesterday's video. Looking at the daily, we do have a huge daily reversal candle there as well. So my bet for now is that it can treat this area as a nice piece of resistance, okay, because you can see the bodies haven't closed back above. What we need to see if you want the market to push back to the upside is bullish action above this area and beyond. For now, we don't have any closures above that zone, so this could be a cause for short right now, especially after the last candle. We keep stops 3 to 5 pips above the highs there, which could be this candle or this candle, nice and tight, and then we can target a new low into this band right here, which is the 15-minute band, which was respected many times, okay, again towards the end of last week, respected at the start of this week, and that could be a cause for the market to be magnetized into that region. So far so good. I'm betting short on GA into this area just because of what I've seen there. Retested it very, very well. US dumped the price, we've retested that area, and now I'm looking for a continuation into this zone. Gold, for me, I'm looking at higher pricing on gold going forward into the week. I'm looking at maybe 1466, which is 50 pips away from current market price. So I'm just waiting for this area to break through and snap, and momentum should continue to the upside, and GBP AUD should continue to the downside given what I can see on the day. So daily, as you can see right there, I wouldn't want to really bet against that day. It's again the 1 to the 3rd time it's been dragged back below the 4-hour band, and here back into 8-9. We could hit the weekly and then go a lot lower. As you can see, PA on GBP AUD, it's a little bit messy for now, but by studying the micro in alignment with the macro, we can get more of an idea of the picture, where the price is going and which momentum piece to actually follow. Is it bullish or bearish? So here again, lower high, lower high, lower highs. I'll actually be informed. The only thing that I would suggest otherwise on GA is a clean bullish break on the 15-minute and the hourly back to the upside, and then we can take it from there due to what we see here with this supportive area. So I am 60% bearish and 40% bullish on this, but again, we can react to it. We're ready for both sides of the fence. If we do manage to pop back up, I do see GBP AUD coming back into this small band, and so on and so forth. But we do have a few hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes until market closure over here on the day, so we can see how that day's performed. We could pull back for a fake move perhaps and then dump lower. We're gonna have to see what happens in Asia with that one. So hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, we'll meet again.